Hello and welcome to the Galloping Gurus, your home for daily horse racing analysis, race previews and expert insights. If you enjoy our content, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss an update. Or for even more in-depth analysis, join the Galloping Gurus membership club at gallopinggurus.com, where you'll receive our exclusive race analysis before the markets even open, giving you access to our thoughts ahead of the day's racing. It's all about getting that value, and if you get it the day before, then you'll certainly be getting exactly that. Ciao, ciao.
Hello.
Hiya, mate. How you doing?
Hi. Yeah, not bad, you?
Oh, mate, I have been busy and, well, I haven't even got through Chepstow. But the thing is, the day's racing's about to start, and I've literally skimmed across Chepstow. Unfortunately, I just knew I didn't have enough time today, and it's obviously getting towards the day's racing now. So I just thought, well, I better give you a bell, otherwise we won't even get the podcast done at all.
Yeah.
So I guess we could go to Brighton. Should we start at Brighton tomorrow?
Yeah, we can do, yeah.
Okie dokie. First race, 2:38. The River Wharf is potentially running again. Now, I'm obviously not going to be sticking him up as one to go with, but it isn't beyond the old Top Cat to have a go at a couple of races at this meeting. I've seen him do it on a few occasions before, though. Yeah, just a small interest to see. Just a small interest to see how it goes. That's all, really.
Yeah, I thought Valadero had a chance there.
Yeah, certainly would do.
Yeah, Trainer had a winner at Windsor, didn't he, Monday night?
Yeah.
The last two times it's run at Brighton, well, certainly the last time it was second there, off a mark of 53. Obviously, this is a worse race.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, he has never won a race, but he's certainly come second plenty, and he's not really dropped into classifieds until, well, recently, and back to a track he's run well at.
Yeah.
I thought he might go okay.
Yeah.
Not a confident selection, but definitely one I thought in a bad old race, he at least he goes at the track and the trainer is in a little bit of form. He's normally quite well backed. I mean, he's been sent off favourite many a time, but like I say, this is without being too rude, a diabolical race, really.
It certainly is. I wouldn't like to be the owner of him, would you? If you've been told by the trainer numerous times, today's the day, I'll tell you what, you'd need a hell of a payback to get the old dosh back, wouldn't you?
You would, yeah.
But like
tomorrow may well be the day.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, absolutely. Okie dokie. I mean, I wasn't jumping up and down about the race really, but I didn't have anything in the 3:13, and then I went over to the 3:50, and I've written a little spiel. I've said, gone rogue. 1-2 starts back here over 10 furlongs and received just a £2 penalty. He ran in a Class 5 at Sandown over a mile after that and was travelling best of all at the 2 furlong pole. And in the end, ran a good race in fourth in a 0-70, back into a 65 at a track where his record is 6 runs, 2 wins and 2 places. He could have a chance at a forecast price of 7-2. I don't know if you watched that run behind Marsh Benham at Sandown.
Certainly did. I was there as well, so I saw it in person.
He travelled well, didn't he? Up to a point.
He did travel well, yeah.
I just thought back here maybe in a lesser race might have a little bit of a chance of some speed in there for him to aim at. Kondratiev Wave normally up there a bit, isn't he? And yeah, that was just a small interest. I mean,
Yeah, I think he's got a chance. I think the key is, if anything, can get him off the bridle, because
yeah,
obviously at Sandown he travelled well,
yeah,
and then he was asked for his effort and he said no thank you.
yeah,
Whereas here the time before he sort of outclassed them a bit, didn't he? He just cruised through the race on the bridle
yeah.
and won. So it's a case of, if he can win it on the bridle pretty much, which he might be able to, he'll have a good chance. If he
Back
comes
then.
into gets it, yeah. I'd say if he got into a sustained battle, my money would be on whatever horse he was battling with. But yeah,
Yeah,
definite chance back down in grade.
yeah. That's what I thought.
And
Back down in
that
grade.
was quite a good Class 5 as well. He ran in at Sandown.
Yeah, finishing fourth. He was only just beat really there by the Milman horse, wasn't he? And I know it's more of an all weather horse, but still isn't a bad yardstick in a race like this. And
No,
Billy
I
Mills. So,
don't think any of these would be able to do that.
no, I don't think they'd be beating or getting close to Billy Mill too much. No. So, small chance.
Yeah.
So there we go. That was that one. And then on to the 425. I have said Brave Hunter ran well in Class 4 at Newmarket 2 starts back, beaten just a neck. And then I thought ran a fair race in a £40,000 novice race where the talking horse of the week, Hatteen, won easily. But Brave Hunter was doing some of his best work in the finish, staying on steadily to be in a bunch for the places, but ultimately finishing fifth. Benoit is back on from the Newmarket second, and the winner finished third in a Newmarket Class 2 for 51k since. He's forecast to be fives. Seeing as he's a 3-year-old receiving weight for age, he could have a say in the finish. So that was Pfizer on first time. Thought might have a little chance.
Yeah, I like Brave Hunter. I backed him when he was second at Windsor.
Yeah.
My worry with this race is the Richard Hughes horse. Obviously, I know he only just won last time, but he's been on a massive upward curve, hasn't he?
Travelled well too, didn't he, into the race last time?
Yeah, and they went no gallop, so he had to sort of like. I don't think that race suited him really. And I was a little bit, a tiny bit worried about Nebraska Gold, just because it's James Owen really. I suspect he's probably sort of half had a look at this race. Yeah, if you ask me for my favourite horse in the race, it is Brave Hunter, but I just worry about whether it's heart ruling head there for me.
Mm-hmm.
You can certainly make a case from going close. I'd be worried about Sarangpur, but if Brave Hunter was a decent price,
yeah, that was a little bit about it for me as well. I think he's been running in slightly better races. I think for 3-year-olds only as well, hasn't he? Sarangpur obviously was forecast to be 2-1, and absolutely, I totally agree with you. He and I thought he travelled into the race last time out, and they were well clear of the third as well, weren't they? So yeah, I agree. He's definitely the big danger, but don't think I'd put him up at 2-1. But I think that that's it. He's ran in 3-year-old races the last twice, hasn't he? This Brave Hunter, and I think now that he's receiving a bit of weight from these horses, he might have a slightly better chance. But Pfizer on first time, small chance. Like I say, I'd be fearful of Sarangpur as well.
yeah, I wouldn't bet Sarangpur, but I'd certainly be worried about him.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
I've got nothing in the classified race, the 455. I don't know if
I had a very small fancy for Phoenix.
Yeah, he's got good form on the course, hasn't
Yeah, generally comes to the boil after a few runs, and like you say, he's run and won here. Not strange, slightly strange jockey book in Finley Marsh for Jim and Susie Best. I was a
You
little bit
mentioned the
surprised
other
by that.
day, it was seemingly a gamble for him a couple of days ago, and Finley was on it. Needless to say, it fell out the back of the tally, so it probably wasn't their money, but because they normally don't miss today if the cake comes. But
No,
yeah, he wouldn't.
yeah, I mean, look, yeah, I was surprised by that, but just thought it's not a very good race at all, is it? I mean, Gearing's Point won a similar race here, 3 starts back, but he's not exactly covered himself in glory since.
No.
And he did run badly here the time before his win, so I think he's quite hard to catch right.
Cool. He has, hasn't he? I think I put him up, or we put him up at some point this year.
Windsor we did.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't think it was. Well, he finished second, didn't he? Actually, yeah. So it wasn't a horrible run, but we hoped he'd win.
Yeah. So not one I think will definitely win, but I thought Phoenix, if coming back to, well, I say his best, somewhere near form,
Yeah.
might be interesting. Yeah.
Okie dokie. 5:30. I've put Silver Trumpet down here. I'm wondering whether you I don't know whether you like Northview, but you've got previous with Northview, obviously.
Yeah. It was Silver Trumpet would be my number one here. The one doubt I had was when he won last time at Epsom, it was Callum Hutchinson, and
I was going to say, not the jockey, is it?
yeah, unfortunately, old Hutchinson out and Bishop in is
I know,
not the route I like to take.
No. I thought he
But
was.
yeah, must have a chance.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. And the other problem is, of course, is he's forecast to be 3-1. And obviously, when we're sitting here going, oh no, look at him, he's on board. You kind of want to be at 3-1, be going, great jockey we got on, all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them really that I like the horse, but could I bet him at 3-1 with Charlie on? Well, I think I'd have to struggle.
Yes,
it's a unfortunate situation.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, all right. Well, if we go to Newmarket then, in the 220, thought a small interest in here was Born a Rebel. We've obviously got previous with this guy too, and we've nearly got him at huge prices this year, haven't we? A couple of times. I thought the run in behind Drifts Away last time was quite a good run in the context of this race. Rising Force just ahead, rated 73 for the Butler Yard. Drifts Away was 79. And Mertoon was in behind, rated 73, and was on a roll and winning a few, wasn't he? So I thought that wasn't a bad little run there. I think seems like the mile suits him reasonably well. I think you've said in the past you thought maybe 7 might be his best trip, mightn't it?
Yeah, I think so. So he did run well here over the mile, didn't he?
Last time.
Yeah, and I thought more so 3 starts back.
Beyond King of Charm, yeah.
Yeah.
So
he looked the winner that day.
Yeah, he certainly did. Yeah. So look, a small fancy. What's he going to be forecast to be 4-1? I don't know if you had anything different in there, but I wasn't.
Yeah, I wasn't strong on anything there. I thought there was maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I thought Decalogue you could worry about a little bit next second time in a handicap, and
yeah.
I mean, this Pinelli's threatening to do something at some point. I don't know when it'll be, but and old Dashing Dick. He
I'm
quite
waiting.
likes the old course.
I'm waiting for Dashing. When I went through this, mate, I think we're going to find this. Probably shouldn't even be saying this on here because everybody's going to be looking out for him now. But I think possibly later on when we get a little bit of a softer surface, he tends to
Yeah,
run well in
yeah, spot on.
November and October.
Yeah,
And I think also a mile is not his trip. I think they'll land a big tilt with this. I actually quite like this yard when the money comes for one of these. And yeah, I'll be interested when he's perhaps dropped a furlong or two. And
yeah,
I personally, I don't think that they're on a going day over a mile. That's just my view. So yeah, I'm definitely keeping an eye out for him, Max.
yeah, absolutely.
I'm hoping he doesn't run very well, actually, if I'm honest. I'm hoping they save him. After me saying all of that, all of a sudden the Dosh come flying in, he'll win by 5. Do you know what I mean? I mean, that sort
Yeah,
of thing. But
yeah,
yeah, he is interesting. I'm hoping for another day, though.
yeah. Hopefully,
Yeah. I've got nothing else at Newmarket, mate. I don't know if you have.
just a small fancy for high fibre in
Oh,
the
yeah.
4:33.
Yeah.
Just the fact that he's moved to James Owen from Harry Fry 2 runs back. The run at York was decent. Then he's won over hurdles.
Yeah.
Always a horse that probably capable of slightly better than he's shown.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought James Owen maybe could just unlock a bit. I mean, I know he's 7 years old and whatever, but I still think he might just be capable of a little bit better.
Yep.
So it's a trappy enough race, but it wouldn't surprise me if he went in.
No, it wouldn't surprise me either. Like you say, I think James Owen does do some pretty good things with horses in general, doesn't he? So,
Yeah, and yeah, I've always thought this horse had quite a bit of ability, and
the York run wasn't horrible either, was it? I mean,
no,
the horse that won the race was on fire and winning by wide margins, left, right, and centre, wasn't it? So, you know,
yeah. So I thought he had little chance,
yeah.
but that was it for me at Newmarket.
Yeah, it's just strange, isn't it? Well, I suppose there was so many maidens and novices or whatever in there, so
Yeah,
not too much to go through. Okay, well, on to Southwell or Southwell, however anybody likes to say it. I don't have anything till the 6:06, but if you've got anything in the first couple of races.
no, 6:06 for me as well.
Okie dokie. Well, 6:06. I have got Dream Illusion written down with the old Jason Hart on. I personally feel that the Dreamy prefers the all weather, and not that he's ran badly on the turf at all, but particularly at Southwell as well. Jason Hart booked. I thought he was unlucky not to win over the mile back in April behind Alicia Fernanda. Got hampered 1,000 times and still nearly caught Alicia. He's back down to that mark, 67. Ran well behind Nano Science with Jason on board at Weatherby there. I just think back here, he's been running well and somehow managed to stay on the same handicap mark. So that would be one of the interests. The other one that I did have written down, I was quite impressed with Philly Eilish last time, beating Venetian Lion, who has gone and won again. Venetian Lion has gone and won at Nottingham subsequently. Is up in grade, but I did think won quite nicely. But the one that I'd be, if I had to hang my hat on one, I'd have a little bit on Dream Illusion.
Yeah, I think Dream Illusion's the one here. Really, I think the Southwell form is very good. Really, it's
Yeah.
thrown in. It's had one run where it's not run well out of about its last 6 attempts here.
Yeah.
Apart from that, it's been there or thereabouts. Like you said, Jason Hart, good jockey booking.
Yep.
Yeah, I just think everything's set up for it to run well. Really.
Yeah, I mean, course and distance stat: 4 runs, 2 wins, 1 place, 50% strike rate. So, I mean, it tells you all you need to know. It's forecast to be 13-2, which I don't think is a horrible price. Yeah, Dream Illusion for me, and I do think Philly Eilish is a little danger, but up in grade and so on and so forth.
Also, old Ivan Furtado, doesn't get 2 wins in a row out of too many of his horses, does he? I don't have him down as a real consistent trainer.
It's a funny one because they have this. Yeah, I think he's streaky. They go through these. They'll go through like a month where they win lots of races, and then all of a sudden they just won't win anything for 6 months. It's that sort of thing. So yeah, it is quite hard to get them right.
Yeah, and I actually thought Venetian Lion probably should have won that day, but still, it was a good run. Up £6. 10 days later, hopefully booked for second.
Yeah, I don't think you're too wrong there. That's for sure. But they were quite a long way clear of the third, and the third was at Kiani King. Do you remember that? It was 14s in a 9-4 for the Hughie Morrison yard. They'd absolutely launched this thing, and obviously didn't do.
Yeah, do you know? The funny thing is, Hughie Morrison came on the TV and said he didn't actually
Oh,
fancy it.
yeah. I remember now. You telling me
He
that?
said, yeah, bizarre.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Anyway, okay, so that's the 606. I think, Dream Illusion would be the one that we was most interested in there. I've got nothing in the 641. Don't know if you have or not.
Nope,
Okay.
I've got nothing
Nothing.
after that, to be honest.
Okie dokie. All right.
Oh, actually, I have, but that's later on, so carry on.
Okie dokie. 716. Just a little bit interested in talking about. I wouldn't play this unless there was a load of cake for it, or trouble is it's forecast already to be a reasonably short price anyway, I think. But Ziggy's Condor with James Doyle riding for Adam Kirby, and obviously the owner. I have seen James Doyle ride for this owner on a few occasions, and normally the horse is normally on a going day. And this horse has ran twice, hasn't it, recently? It chucked de Souza off at Goodwood.
Yeah.
Then ran third the other day at Doncaster. But actually, I think his best form is probably on the all-weather, to be honest. He's got 2 wins and 7 places there. Not a bad run in April behind Lord Capulet in the Class 5 off 74 there. Behind Grant Wood, I mean, that was a good run. I think we did put up Grant Wood that day, which was nice, March the 12th. So got a bit of all-weather form. Just thought it was interesting that James Doyle was on top. So I wouldn't be putting it up, obviously, for obvious reasons. It could go drifty, but just an interesting one to take a look at. And then in the 826, I don't have a strong fancy in here because I think it's complicated, but I've said good race, a few interesting horses. Port of London is back after another break, having landed a punt at Lingfield when we were on. Ultra Soul on the 4-timer, still improving. Jockey ? And I think there's a few others in there as well, possibly. for me, it was a watching brief, a watching race. But I don't know if you've got something that you're strong on in there. You've seen Butler's thing in there as well. I mean, Virtual Rock 104 rated, hasn't run for 749 days on the jumps and 1208 on the flat. I mean, crikey, George, you
Yeah, a bit of a funny one.
yeah. I mean, I don't think you'd want to have a horse that hadn't run for that long off a mark of 104, which
It does seem a bit bizarre, doesn't it?
I think it would be very unlikely he's going to run to that.
Yeah.
But,
Don't know, strange one.
yeah,
I did like El Burhan here.
yeah,
I thought was improving all last year.
yeah,
Threw in a couple of bad runs, but 2 wins to bookend the year. Ran at Kempton first time out here in what was a really hot race. Respond back in third, only 2 places ahead. Obviously, Respond has left that form behind.
yeah,
Rafgar just ahead of him. Rafgar won a couple straight after.
yeah.
Wickham Rockstar's obviously very good round Kempton.
Yeah,
Anyway, and Gamrai, who's been relatively highly tried since as well, gone off short prices in good races.
yeah,
So I think the form of that run's pretty good.
yeah. Certainly is.
And ran okay at Chester last time. Again, bumped into Respond. Respond thrashed them, pretty much all of them there. Whipcracker just ahead of him. He's a decent yardstick. And Janie Mackers, who's no mug either.
No, runs well after a break. You know, he's so could even be the time to catch him fresh.
Yeah, and I think this is easier than the Kempton race for sure. I know, like ratings wise, it might be similar, but sometimes you have to look at the actual opposition and make your decision there.
Yeah.
So drawn in 6, I'd be interested in that if it was any sort of like decent price. I think like you said, Ultra Soul. Little question mark about the jockey and
must be something to do with the owners, no? Yeah, of course.
I don't really know.
It must be Mr. H. Yamamoto, and so I think that probably tells us that.
It must be over here for the Shergar Cup, is he? The jockey, I expect.
He must be. He has had, but strangely, I did go and have a look to see what he did have one run on the 1st of August at Goodwood. That's it, one run, one ride. So, and that was for George Baker on Alcaraz. I mean, it's a funny old one, really, isn't it? But,
certainly is a funny one. Yeah.
I can't believe Bavarian's jumping up and down with excitement. But...
No. I've just drawn in 12. I've got a feeling Mr. Ho might struggle there, and I can't imagine the old Port of London. Once he won that race at Lingfield, they thought, right, we'll tuck him away because there's a race at Southwell in August. We want to target. And
it must be difficult. Must be something not quite right.
Yeah, Havlin, drawn 13. And that's enough for me to say no thanks. So, yeah, I thought El Burhan was a little bit interesting. The 2 runs this year have been okay. No better than okay, but okay. And I'll be a little bit disappointed if he didn't step forward from that and at least play a part in the places.
Yeah. Okie dokie. All right. So we're on to the next, the 9 o'clock. Our old foe here, Goldspeed's running. And the other one that I'm interested in is It's Only Fun. Thought both of them were reasonably interesting. Luan's moved to Nick Schofield. I'm assuming that's for jumping purposes. I mean, Luan, it looked to me like it was Luan's D-Day the other day when he beat Crazy Plan. He was all out to do so. wasn't a very good race, was it?
No, and plus, I think James Ferguson will have had all of his horses pretty much revved up
Yeah, definitely.
to win
Yeah,
while he was still training them, and
yeah,
someone else might just struggle for a few runs to get them
yeah.
firing.
So yeah, my two interests in there were Goldsby and It's Only Fun. Goldsby's been knocking about with us for a while, hasn't he? And he regularly catches the eye a bit like Behind the Elemental Eye on the 27th of June there, where once again, as we know, nothing was coming from the back of the field, and he managed to do so. But then, the race behind Bear With there, doing all his best work really at the finish, but I think he will go in at a decent price at some point. He's ran well here before. I remember actually over this track and trip, I think I backed him against the Tortured Soul, and nevertheless, Tortured Soul won ahead and miles clear of the rest of the field.
That was with Dave Nolan on, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. And the other one that was a little bit interesting, I thought, was this It's Only Fun. He won very nicely here on the 21st of May, and then went and ran again a decent race at Doncaster after that. Not so good at Newcastle, but last time out, we actually had the Desert Bell in here, didn't we? And Flash Kozo was heavily bet and went and won.
Yeah.
And I don't think It's Only Fun disgraced himself in that race, and that was a 0 to 70. So a small drop down in grade. It's Only Fun as well is forecast to be 12 to 1. So you've got Goldsby and It's Only Fun forecast to be 12 to 1 a pair. I mean, I wouldn't mind £2 on each one of them. Do you know what I mean? For a bit of fun and hope that I got a result out of the race.
That's fair enough.
That's about it. It's not one for heavy stakes or anything, but I do think both of them have got some sort of chance and probably are better than the 12 to 1 chance. So
yeah, at prices you might get a result.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, bit of fun. Last race. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, on to Sandown. I've only got one race there as well, and it's not a big fancy, but it was in a 7:23. I don't know if you've got anything else prior to that. You're going, I expect.
No. Yeah, I'll be going. Yeah. Nah, nothing. I'm interested in the amateur riders race. Actually, it's I don't have a fancy in it really, but I think it's quite a good race for an amateur riders actually.
Yeah,
so
it is. Yeah.
I'm interested in that, but I didn't know which way to go there. So no. Let us know what you like in the 7:23.
Okie dokie. All right. It's a small light. The horse actually won this race last year, Lenario. It went and won I think for a bolt from out of the blue, to be honest with you, won the Ascot race. We were both quite surprised at that, but he had dropped some way in the ratings. And last year, he actually won this race after winning at Chepstow prior to that. So it's almost a carbon copy of last year with this thing. And yet he is £4 lower than winning this race last year. I would think they'll probably try to go to the front with him. Marco's booked.
So he'll probably rein it back for 5 furlongs, will he?
It could do. Yeah, if he did that, well, then that's it. No chance. But
yeah,
if they were to go to the front, he would have a bit of a chance. But it's not one that I'll be sticking out to the members, but it's just a small interest. The fact he won the race last year, and it's basically a carbon copy job. I don't know how good any of the others in here are, really. I mean, it doesn't look too dissimilar of a race to last year's. So, I don't know if you had something that you were very excited about in here.
No, I thought one or two interesting ones in there. Ascending Star still could be on the up.
Yeah,
Not a
absolutely.
terrible run last time behind the old Christo, and Silka Bay was back in fourth, wasn't it?
Yeah, certainly was.
Who's on a little upward curve, and yeah, it's a good little race, really, isn't it? Lunario could certainly go and make all.
Yeah, if he got a reasonably easy time of it, it's quite a good place to be, isn't it? Round Sandown, and
Yeah,
actually,
it's never a disadvantage there.
funny thing was is when I went back and watched Lunario at Ascot, for whatever reason, my brain had told me that he'd actually come from behind, but he hadn't.
Yeah, he just raced on his own, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and it looked like on the angles
Yeah.
he'd come from behind, and in fact, he hadn't. He'd just been up there the whole time, really.
I know, it's funny, you've mentioned that a few times, and I thought to myself, I'm not sure that
Yeah,
was the case previously, but
no,
I've
exactly.
always just said, yeah.
Yeah, but look, we all get things wrong sometimes, mate.
Absolutely, yeah.
Whatever. Yeah,
Sometimes you can just perceive something completely
bizarre.
differently, especially when they race on their own. It's sometimes I don't know why, just you sort of think something's happened and it hasn't, or
No, and it's not till I went back and watched the race and went, well, that didn't happen, did it? It was it was pretty much from the front. But yeah, because he was on his own and it was a funny angle, I never never know. But yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, so sounds like we say, Ascot's quite a difficult place to make all on that straight course,
Certainly
whereas,
is.
as we've mentioned, Sandown's a whole lot easier.
Yeah,
So that could certainly benefit him.
he's forecast to be 6-1 as well. So I mean, not a horrible price in a six-runner race. So you might have a chance from the front.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'd say they'll be trying because obviously they won it last year, so you sort of think that they wanted to try to win it again.
Yeah, they're generally creatures of habit, trainers, aren't they?
Yeah. So there we go. Just a small interest in there. I've got nothing else at Sandown. I don't know if you've got something in the last.
No. I think our gambled on horse will probably go in again, won't it?
Yeah, that's why I couldn't come up with anything against it. I just thought, well, I couldn't be with it. Not in the sense of it's 4-5, so we're not going to be chucking that out there, but must have.
You couldn't be against it either, really.
No, exactly. Yeah, who knows? He could win 2 or 3 on the bounce. You just don't know.
Yeah.
4-5, not for me. And then Chepstow. I have written down for the 5:20 that Double Red was running. Thought that might have had a small chance in there.
What do you think about the trip? He was 4th at Epsom over in mile 4, wasn't he? And then dropped back down to the mile 2.
Yeah.
What do you reckon about the mile 4?
Yeah, you could be right, mate. It could be, and it is funny because he tends to win, and then he doesn't seem to back him up. But it always seems that there's a different scenario. I know he backed it up last year at April, but he was rated 60 and then 65. But it's been a funny one. He was heavily backed at Epsom. And had been quite honestly running terrible. This is Epsom last September. And he'd been running awful. I could not for the life of me work out why he was being bet. He absolutely hacked up from the back of the field. I nearly fell over. I did manage to get him at Nottingham first time out last year. And then again, I obviously played him again at Nottingham on the 29th of April. I couldn't. I actually thought he was chucked in that day, and he was both days. But yeah, he's a funny one, isn't he? Because we said to each other the other day, he can't. He was forecast to be 10-1 in a 4-runner race, and we said he can't be that price, and he opened 12s and went off 9-4 second favourite. Terribly unlucky to get chinned, but nevertheless he did get chinned.
I seem to remember saying I didn't think the double red would be scared of Sudbury Hill, but unfortunately after the race he was terrified of him.
Well, I did when I watched the race back again, I did feel that the favourite had softened double red up, and then obviously the horse that came to challenge last went, yeah, well, you've just had a fight with him there, you can have a go with me, and unfortunately double didn't have anything left. But yeah, you might be right. Over the 12 furlongs, you might be right, mate. Yeah.
There's just a little question mark, I thought. But,
and there's it's uphill finish too here at Chepstow as well, isn't it? So, yeah, if there's any chink in his armour with the extra 2 furlongs, there is a possibility that could be the case, yeah.
Yeah, he was an interesting horse for me, but if it was a mile 2, I think I'd be quite keen on him, but little question mark. Like I say, he's only tried it once, so there's no definitive answer.
No, but if he's a short enough price, you probably might not want to take that.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, you don't want too many question marks at a short price, do you?
No. Well, I haven't got anything else for the rest of the day, mate. So,
well, I just got one at Chepstow in the 6:30. Obviously, as you well know, I don't mind Chris Mason as a trainer.
Yeah.
And he's got Solar Edge in here.
Okay.
Well, he's got 2, in fact, but Solar Edge is the one I'm interested in.
Yeah, Treble Gina on.
Yeah, well, exactly, yeah. Treble Gina looking to get back amongst the trebles, no doubt.
Yeah.
3 runs this year. A win, a second, and then a poor run at Lingfield last time where it was hung out wide and given absolutely 0 chance.
Yeah.
So I chuck that run away. Second at Windsor, nabbed only close home really by old Masafi. And the only thing is, I would quite like it if they came to this near side rail, the old stand side rail, because it generally goes forward, the Solar Edge. It's drawn in 6. If they were to race against it and it went forward and there was just that tiny little bias there, I'd be quite happy that maybe sticking the left hand horse against the rail and you could just sort of keep asking him, because he keeps trying.
Yeah.
Rogue Bullet ran at Newmarket behind our Rocking Ends, I think, last time, but it was beat 4.5 lengths, so it's not like it was bustling him up.
No.
And a few of the others are in a little bit of form, but I do think Solar Edge, he's only a 4-year-old, so he's still conceivably can be improving.
Yeah.
Thought he had a little chance, not one I wouldn't put him in the banker selection, but if he bounced out, got against the rail and got the lead, I think he'd run a decent race.
Okay. All right then. Well, thank you very much for that. Excellent stuff. Okay, that's concluded with the podcast today. Thank you very much. Okay, so that just about wraps everything up for today. Thanks for listening to today's analysis. If you found it useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you never miss our daily race previews. For our exclusive early analysis before the markets open, visit gallopinggurus.com and become a member today. We mostly rely on people's kindness to donate for our hard work, so if you feel like you got something out of our analysis or out of our content, please don't hesitate to go to the gallopinggurus.com website and hit that donate button. No matter how big or small, we appreciate your support. Be lucky, everyone. Enjoy the racing, and we'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao for now.